high, and I wanted to come to you live. It is such a gloomy, rainy day, as it has been for months and months and months, it seems like. We haven't gone like more than 2 days without rain in, I don't know, it seems like years. And so I can't really, I'm not really painting today because the humidity is really super high, and I've gotten a lot of requests from people to do another wreath. I haven't done a wreath video tutorial in a long time. So I thought I would kill two birds with one stone. I'd go ahead and go live, and then I'll put this on my YouTube channel where it'll be there forever. You can always look at that. But I wanted to go ahead and talk to you about what we're going to do today. Be sure and check out underatexassky.com, underatexassky.com, for lots of ideas and lots of other tutorials. But today I'm going to do a wreath that is perfect for summer. We're just going to pretend like the sun's going to come out someday. And we are going to do a wreath that's a bumblebee wreath. And I'm going to be using, this is the 21-inch poly burlap mesh. This is not my favorite thing to use, but you know, I've ordered some of these supplies. I've had this probably 2 or 3 years, and I need to use it. So I went ahead and pulled this out. And then I'm also using paper mesh. I mean, this is literally, I don't know what magic they use to make it like this, but this is actually paper mesh. So if you ever use the paper mesh, be sure that whatever wreath you make is either hung indoors, or if it's on your door, your outside door, that it's covered by a porch or something like that, so it doesn't take the rain directly. I've never seen what happens to it, but I'm assuming it's paper. It's not going to do well. But I've got this really cute, I don't know if you can see, it's a yellow and white plaid. And then I also have this really cute black and white plaid. This almost looks like buffalo plaid, so you know that's super popular. And then I have some sort of fancy schmancy premium burlap, regular deco mesh that I'm going to throw in too. So I've got all of your bumblebee colors, and then I also I have no idea where I got these bumblebees. I've had them in a container for years, literally, and I thought it'd be a great time to use those. I've got some hydrangeas too. Don't know what I'm going to do with those. It seems like you have bees, you need to have flowers. So I don't know what flowers I'm going to use. I've got a variety of ribbon. This one is 3-inch ribbon, black and white polka dots. This one, also 3-inch ribbon, and it's yellow and white polka dots. I've got this, it's almost 2-inch ribbon, black and yellow stripes. And then I've got another 3-inch ribbon, yeah, it's black and white stripe. So that's the elements of what we're gonna do. And I'm doing a poof wreath. And so that's why I'm using the 21-inch, but I'm going to also throw in ruffles. That's why I have this 10-inch mesh also. And that's how we're gonna do our ruffles that are gonna go in on top of the 21-inch. So I wanna get right to it. I don't wanna waste a lot of your time or anything. Oh, you know what? I didn't put that phone on Do Not Disturb. So let's just cross our fingers and hope I don't get any phone calls or anything like that. I mean, there's no guarantee that that's not gonna happen. But anyway, we're gonna get started, and using the 21-inch mesh, a couple things are important. You need to be sure and have a big ruler. I measure every one of the poofs. I want it to be even. Talk to you just a second about this wreath. This is called a work wreath, and I get messages all the time asking me how I got these twist ties on here. I bought it that way. I don't twist the ties on here. It just comes this way, and you can get it in lots of colors. And this one is actually 14 inches in diameter, but it's going to make about a 24-inch wreath once all your stuff gets on it. So I want to get right down to it and show you how we do this. It's super easy. Okay. You just take, yeah, you can go ahead and turn it down. Take your mesh.
Good enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good. And
Is that too much?
no, it's fine. And you're going to gather it up. Thank you. The mean man is working, but I just had him come in here to turn my camera down. It's on a tripod, so I can't see it. You're gonna take your mesh and the poly burlap, well, all mesh really, when you cut it like this, you're gonna get strings. This kind of drives some people crazy. If you're doing straight burlap, strings are fine. You can actually get them where they're all stringy like that because it's rustic. But for this instance, I really don't want a lot of strings, so I just trimmed that a little bit. So I've taken my mesh and I've kind of gathered it together, you know, kind of uniformly as I can. I start on the outside ring. There's 2 levels to these wreaths. That's why these are so much better than when you do just the flat green wreath form where you put pipe cleaners or whatever they're called, chenille sticks or whatever. You don't get these levels. This is 2 levels. It's not just flat. And I really like that. It gives you a little bit more depth to your wreath. And if you want to do the others, I bought these wreaths from craftoutlet.com. They're a great source. They come in all colors. And then you don't have to hide them. When you put these in your wreath, you just incorporate these little fluffies into your wreath and it looks beautiful. But I'm gonna start on the outside ring. Whatever your preference is, do whatever your preference is. And I am going to twist this in. And I'm just gonna give it like 2 twists. I'm not gonna put it in here like that's the last time I'm gonna open that twist, because I will open that twist again. And then you're gonna pull out a length of mesh. And if I was using regular Deco mesh, a 21-inch Deco mesh, I probably would come out 15 inches from a poof. But because this is so thick, I mean, it is really full, I'm only gonna come out 13 inches. And I literally am going to measure that 13 inches. And then, you know what? I'm gonna shut my door. I can hear me men in there on a conference call. Okay. All right, sorry about that. He's on a conference call and I'm sure y'all aren't real interested in hearing about HVAC testing. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and come to the next twist in line. And I'm going to lay the mesh in here. And that's the thing about the 21-inch mesh. To me, it's a little unwieldy. It's hard to get your poofs. Sometimes they flatten out. It's a little bit of a battle. They make beautiful wreaths, don't get me wrong. I mean, they make a gorgeous wreath, but they really tend to kind of be unwieldy and your poofs get a little crazy. Okay, I'm gonna tuck that in a little bit. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and we're just gonna continue doing this. And since I'm doing this live, y'all, if I was recording this, I would do a few poofs and I would skip. So y'all didn't have to watch me do the whole thing, but we're live and I can't do that. And so you're getting the whole shebang. Now, when I put this on my YouTube, when I upload it to YouTube, I may edit. So you don't have to see me do every single step all the way through. Okay, now I've gotten back around to the first poof. And you know, I've got a remote control on this camera. It's got a plus. Let me see what that does. It does nothing. Okay, cool. I thought maybe I could zoom in, but I can't. So I'm taking my mesh. I'm coming back to the very first one that I started in. And it's gonna double up because I'm gonna put this mesh, this last poof is gonna go in that twist. So I'm gonna get back down to 13. And that's why I said you don't twist and twist and twist like you're done, because you're not done, and you are not done by a long shot at this point. We open these twists up for every element that we put in here. So we don't run out of twist. If you don't do that, it'll get, you know, if I were to just put this on top of the twist that I just did, eventually I'm gonna run out of twists, and when I get my ribbons in there and my ruffles in there. I'm about to go from my outer ring to the inner ring. And to do that, I've seen some people kind of just do a puff and stick it in to a twist inside there. But if you do that, you're gonna have this odd poof, and it just doesn't go with the rest of it. So that's not how I do it. If you do it that way, that's fine. We all have our way of doing things, but what I like to do is I pull this mesh down tight till I get to the twist that's on the inner ring, and I'm going to hold it up and show you in just a second. Give that a little double twist. And I don't know if you can tell what happened there, but I went just straight, and then I put it in that twist. So there's no poof there, it's just a straight line of mesh. And then I start the process all over again. This wreath form has 18 twists. And I get that question a lot too. You know, people ask me, when you're using that flat green wreath that you buy at the craft store and you're adding your own twist, how many twists do you put in? Well, since I don't put them in, all I know is these have 18. And I think though those wreaths that you get at the craft store tend to be larger than this. So, you know, you would need to add more twists. I mean, I'm sorry, when y'all ask me questions about those types of wreath forms, I'm useless to you. I've literally never made a wreath using one of those wreath forms, a Deco mesh wreath. Now, I've used them for rag wreaths. They're perfect for that. And that's where you take your strips of fabric and you cut them and you tie them on to the wreath over and over and over again. Those make the cutest wreaths, and those are super easy, and your kids can do it. They turn out really cute. I do have a tutorial on a rag wreath on my YouTube channel, and which is Under a Texas Sky. I think you can get there just by searching Under a Texas Sky on my YouTube channel. And you can also find it on underatexassky.com. I have links to all of my YouTube videos. I think there is a link at the top of underatexassky.com that says video tutorials or something like that, and you can click on that and it'll take you straight to whatever tutorial you're looking for. They're pictures of all the wreaths and the tutorials that I've done. And I'm continuing around just like I have been. And I'm coming to the last twist. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and measure it out just like I've been doing. And get my 13-inch, a little bit more. And then I'm at the first. Oh, I just saw, hi Jennifer. The first thing has popped up. I don't know what happened, but I can see that Jennifer's watching. The rest of y'all, I'm sorry, it didn't tell me you're here. I see that I've got a few people on, and hi, I'm glad you're here. I just opened up this twist. That was the first one that we used on the second tier. And I'm smushing this in here, and I'm putting it in there pretty, you know, as deeply as I can into that twist. And now I'm at the end of the line here, so I'm going to cut this off, and I'm going to give myself just a little bit of slack because I'm going to tuck this in to the back of the wreath where you're not going to be able to see it. And there's a little bit left. You know, unless you come up with some cool project, I mean, I throw away a lot of waste. I do keep, you know, as much as I can. Now this one's got, it's not really a lot. You can't do a whole lot with it. Hi, Michelle. I'm seeing comments. I'm so excited. Of course, you know, I'm almost blind because I'm old. Remember, I mentioned I was old, so I've got the trifocals, so I have to lean really far in to see what's happening. Okay, so here in between these wreaths, let's see. Oh, thank you so much. And that's Deborah. I'm going to tuck this in between these two levels of this form, and you'll see back here. I'm going to just pull it through. There it comes. So, and you know, it looks bad in the back, but who cares? Nobody sees the back. So unless you put this on like a glass door If you do that, you might want to clean up a little bit, you know, around the back. But I don't worry so much about the back because that's not usually seen. On my front door, it's not seen. So there we go. Now we've got all of the poofs in, and you can see it's pretty full as it is. Don't you know, as gloomy as it's been outside, this yellow color just really makes me happy. Makes me want to smile. Okay, so now we're going to take the ruffles, and the ruffles that we've done, what I did, I'm going to move this to the side just a sec so you can see. I'm just going to grab this black mesh and show you how I did it. Now, when I cut these, I put my rolls on top of each other so I could cut more than one at a time. Oh, thank you so much, Sharon. I appreciate that. I know that, you know, wreath making is what I started, how I, you know, started my YouTube channel and everything. It was all wreaths. And I've expanded into so many things, but I still love wreaths. I still make them. I don't sell them anymore, but I certainly love to show y'all how to make them. So, okay, what I'm doing with the ruffles, I'm taking the 10-inch mesh. Okay, you can't do this with 21-inch mesh. It just doesn't work out when you do. And I'm going to cut this to 12 inches. So all of my ruffles are 12 inches long. So it's 10 inches by 12 inches, and then, like I said, stack them on top of each other because cutting, you know, a bunch of ruffles is tedious. When I make a ruffle wreath, I usually put 2 ruffles per twist. And so that is 36 ruffles, 36 cuts, because I've got 18. So 18 times 2 is 36. So you stack them on top of each other, you cut that down quite a bit. But I'm just, for the purposes of this, I'm showing you. I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut it 12 inches. And that's why you want the rotary cutter. And just think, if I had several that I just cut, boy, that cuts down on a lot of time. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to make the ruffles. I'm going to put ruffles in. This is going to be full. I'm going to go ahead and make the ruffle. And you're just going to take your 10-inch mesh that you've cut to 12 inches long, and you're just going to gather it up in the middle. Easy peasy. I mean, there's nothing to it. And you get this, I really love this black mesh. It's so sparkly. I love sparkles. And it looks like a bow tie or a butterfly or whatever. And it doesn't matter where you start to put it in. I'm just going to go ahead and grab a spot, and I'm going to stick it in. And all I did was I opened that twist back up. Remember, I'm trying to leave room for the the ribbons that are going to come later. And then I just twisted it where I had it pinched, right in the middle. Just twist it in there. And then I'm going to take this yellow one, and I'm going to scrunch it up in the middle. And I'm going to come to the next twist. And I'm going to open it up. And like I said, if I were doing a straight up ruffle wreath, I would only have ruffles. I only cut a few of them. And that yellow one kind of gets lost in here because it's on yellow. But it's okay, because I'm going to put ribbons on it too. So it'll be fine. And I'm going to take this black plaid. And and see, I've got these strings, which will drive you crazy. I'm going to trim that. And things don't have to be exact, which is another great thing about this. Pinch it in the middle and come to the next twist. And I'm going to open it up. And then I just try to alternate best I can so you don't have a concentration of one color. Oh, look how cute that is. Okay. So now we've got our wreath. We've got our 21-inch poops. We've got our 12-inch Deco mesh ruffles and paper mesh, and I didn't use burlap mesh inside here. So those are all done. It's looking super cute. Now we come to the ribbon portion of our program. Rosemary Mangus. She's one of my dear friends who I worked with for years and years and years, and she very happily retired, and I'm happy for her. I'm going to show y'all now, when you're putting your ribbons in, I cut these ribbons to 12 inches, and I'm crossing my fingers that they're long enough. You know, I may have needed to go 15 inches, but we're gonna roll with it. What I would recommend you do when you're doing your wreath like this, with the poof especially, cut your ribbon one where you think it should be, and then put it in and look at it, and if it looks like it's fine, perfect, cut all the rest of them that way. If not, cut them longer, you know, experiment, but just do it on one. Don't cut them all like I did. But I did it for the sake of speeding things along. We're going to go ahead and put a chevron end on these ribbons. I always show y'all this because in case somebody is the first time they're watching. What you do is you fold your ribbon over. So there you go. And then you fold it over again. And one side is going to be your folded side, and one side is going to be your open side. You're going to cut down at an angle toward the open side. If you cut it toward the fold side, instead of, let me go ahead and cut it. Instead of having this nice little chevron at the end, it would have an arrow, you know, pointing down at the end. And so that's why it's important to cut down toward the open end. I'm going to take this, and then I am going to take, I'd like to kind of mix the yellow. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the yellow stripe, and I'm going to do the same thing. This is kind of a weird ribbon. It's wired, but boy, it's a very small wire. It's not quite as wired as the others, but that's okay. So I'm going to take and I'm going to stack this striped wire on top of the polka dot. Just to make some contrast, some interest. And I'm just going to pick, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick, I'm just starting in the middle, no rhyme or reason as to why, it's just there. And I'm going to go ahead and open this up. I'm starting on one of the yellow plaids. This is nice contrast. And then once I get them, and I stacked them on top of each other, I get them in here, and then I'm just going to pull them apart a little bit. And you can see, how cute is that? That's really cute. Who doesn't love polka dots? I mean, polka dots don't make you happy, y'all. Come on, you need to re-examine your life. Seriously, polka dots, they're happy. They're very happy, just like daisies. Okay, so next I'm gonna take, I don't want to have that very same thing in here. I'm gonna take this black stripe and this yellow polka dot. I can chevron both of these at the same time. They're thin, they're not thick ribbon. I'm just gonna stack them on top of each other, fold it over again, and this is why you need really good scissors. Cut down toward the open end, and boom, I have both of them done. You don't have to do this. I just think it has a nice finished look to it, and to me that's important. You know, it's those details, it's the details that separate us from the animals. Because, you know, animals could really make a wreath. I don't know what I'm saying. Go ahead and put these in this black twist. It's got the black ruffle in it. And, you know, and I could choose to go, and I may end up having to. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to skip this. I'm going to go every other one. And we're going to see how that does. You know, we've got the wreath, you know, all of our little embellishments and everything in the wreath. And you'll always want to step back and look at it, which of course I'm not taking the time to do that right now since we're live. But then we decide on where we want our other elements to go. Isn't that so cute, Kim? Hi, this is my friend Kim. She owns a fantastic antique store in Martinsville, Virginia. And I wish I could go to visit it because it's got wonderful things and she is wonderful. I chose 3 of these. Usually when I'm putting embellishments on a wreath, I usually think in terms of 3s. I don't know why particularly I think in terms of 3s, but I do. Now I'm going to turn this around so I can see it. Now I know y'all are seeing the back of it. Ah, it's so cute. And I think I know. I'm going to go ahead and hot glue this guy. And I'm going to put him somewhere where he's got good contact with the wreath. because I don't want him letting go or anything like that. So I'm gonna put him where he's got good contact with the wreath and not just the air. Okay. So I got one of them on there. I don't know if y'all can see him. Right here. I've got some glue strings, which I usually don't have. You know, I use the glue pot, and I usually don't have a lot of strings with this hot glue. Okay, I'm gonna put this guy in. This is super cute, and this will probably be available at the Hubbard Antique Mall in my booth. I don't have very many wreaths up there, but this is a cute one. I'm sticking him in here, making sure he stays in. Okay, y'all see now? So I got one here, I got one here. I'm gonna put the third one in. And let's see how that goes. Yeah, I'll put him up here at the top. And I think, you know, we'll need to put some flowers on here and such as that. I'm not going to keep y'all. I'm not going to stay live while I do the flowers and everything. What I'll do is after I get them all of the stuff on it, then I will post pictures, completion pictures, after it's all done. I think this is pretty darn cute right there. I don't know if you can see him because he's at the top. Let me see if I can bring my stand down a little bit. The stand, I've gotten lots of questions about where did I get my wreath stand. I believe I ordered it on Amazon, but it seems like I've seen these in Hobby Lobby. So you might be able to pick one up at Hobby Lobby, but it's just or if if you're looking on Amazon, just look at wreath stand. Just search for that, and it'll come up. And I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe we need. I mean, to me, it's more like we need a daisy or something like that because, daisies. Daisies are cute. Bees like daisies, it seems like. We'll put some other things in here. I'll take a picture of it and I'll show it to you. But that's it. I used a 21-inch poly burlap with 13-inch poofs, and every twist of the work wreath that I purchased from craftoutlet.com. I did not put these twists on here myself. They came on the wreath already. Then I used 10-inch mesh, paper mesh in the plaids, yellow and black plaid, and then I used a premium poly deco mesh for the other ruffle, and I did those at 12 inches. So I cut the 10-inch mesh to 12 inches long, ruffled them up, and I stuck one in every single twist. Then I put ribbons in, 3-inch ribbons and 1.5-inch ribbons, and every other twist. And then after that, it's just a matter of adding your embellishments, and it's not hard. I mean, it's tedious, but it's not difficult. Y'all can definitely do this. Be sure and do not compare your work to other people's work. Do not compare your work to other people's work. You don't know their level of expertise. You don't know how long they've been doing it. You don't know what kind of classes they've taken. Make what makes you happy and really learn to be happy with what you make. That's a lesson that I still have trouble with. Try this, it's really fun. Get you some yellow and black mesh, and make yourself a bumblebee wreath. That will be super fun. I appreciate you guys. I do. I love y'all. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I finished the hutch. The painted hutch is finished. We'll have pictures of that as soon as I can get the two pieces put together. Y'all have already seen them several times. So I'll get the two pieces put together, and y'all can see that. Go to undertexassky.com. I'm on Instagram, _Texas_Sky. I upload lots of things there. Y'all are already on Facebook, so lots of things show up on Facebook that don't show up other places. Thanks for sticking with me, y'all. I hope you enjoyed it. I sure do appreciate y'all, and I hope that y'all are blessed. See you next time.